What's up guys, I am going to Carrefour and I'm gonna show you how I live in China and how I spend the least amount of money as possible. Although this week I have not been doing great at all. I have spent a lot more than I expected because I'm really bad at saving, and plus I have a tutoring job which gives me extra money, and that makes me spend a little more than I should. Speaking of spending a little more than I should, I'm about to get bubble tea before I shop because I want to quench my thirst. So yeah, I got this different naicha than I usually get. I usually get Indian because it's awesome, but their long line is always prevalent and I don't want to stand in that really long line, and it always takes 20 minutes or more. So I just went for hate juice. I usually don't like them, but this is actually pretty good. And yeah, now I'm about to get shopping. I already have my plan. I already have everything I need to buy, which is important. You need to have everything already typed out or written out so that you don't spend more and so that you don't forget what you're coming for, because that happens so many times. People forget it and then you're just like really screwed over. My God. So I always start in the import section because the import section is actually in the very back of Carrefour. And so I always like to start here just to see if I can get any pasta or anything good for cheap. And here we go. That was only 9 kwai, which is cheaper than my bubble tea, and it will last me all week. And also I'm gonna try to be kind of sneaky about recording because I brought my really big camera and I didn't expect it to be really busy today. And I don't know how people feel about me videotaping while shopping. I don't want them to think that like I'm making fun of their grocery store or anything. So yeah, and I'm also here to get pasta sauce, which is usually not in the Chinese section. Pasta sauce is pretty expensive, but it does last me all week. That is actually pretty cheap. You get 1 pound for 21, but this is 1 pound for 19, so I'll take this. I forgot to mention that I'm at Busan's Carrefour. I'm not at Jinchao's Carrefour because I live in Busan dorms. And so this is only a 5-minute walk to get to. The other Carrefour is a 20-minute walk to get to, and it sucks carrying everything back. And right now I have pasta sauce. I'm gonna get some oatmeal, some apples, peanut butter, bread, chicken, and vegetables, and then I will be done. And hopefully I will spend less than 150 kwai, no more than 200. If it's 200, then I'm just gonna put stuff back because $30 for a week in China, no, too expensive. And this section is actually really big, this western section. Wow. And this is also where I can get some peanut butter. Wow, and they actually have so many more options than at the other Carrefour. The other Carrefour import section is looking a little rough. This is 380 grams for 39 kwai. Guess that's okay. 36 kwai you can get Jif. Heck no. For 37 kwai you can get 2 Peter Pans. 16 plus 16. That seems like a pretty good deal. I actually don't know. But I think I'm just gonna go with the Peter Pan. That's pretty cheap actually. And this looks like, oh yeah, a way better deal for only 37 kwai. Yes, I'll take that. Thanks. And oh my gosh, here's the oatmeal too. Yes, I'm actually gonna get this oatmeal instant. It's only 38 kwai. That'll last me, this will last me like 2 weeks. No, because I'm only eating this once a day for dinner along with my chicken. Yeah, this should definitely last me a long time. I just dropped it. Surprisingly, I buy a lot of things in the western section. In China, you really can't buy too many things like specialty things like quinoa or any weird type of vegetables, or I don't know, you just can't buy a lot. Actually, I take that back. Here is quinoa flakes. Right there. so you can buy quinoa, my bad. But it's just really hard finding all this stuff. Like, I just happened to be upon this, but if I actually needed it, I would have never found it. And it's just easier to keep it simple. If you get if you just stay in the Western section, your bill adds up really quickly. Like, this is already close to 100 kwai. But luckily it's all big and it'll last me more than a few days. So that's good. Time to move on now to the Chinese section, or the regular section, as I say. This is my section right here, mostly because it's Tyson right there. Yeah, so I know where it's coming from, and this is actually the most normal looking thing that I have in here, that they have in here for me. I usually get 2 of these. It's only 14 kwai, so that's about 30 kwai. But I think I might get 3 to make sure that it covers everything, because this past week I kind of ran out. And this is gonna be about 45 kwai, so I'm definitely buying in bulk. The next thing I buy is bread. They don't really have a big selection of bread today, but I usually do get this just because you get a lot of them, a lot of slices. More so than this bread that I usually buy, and so that's a win for me. And that is only, you gotta look at the bottom for this, that's only 11 kwai, and that lasts me a whole week. This is more of their bakery. They have a pretty good selection, but it's kind of expensive, to be honest. So the next thing is vegetables. Here you actually have to pack your own vegetables, and I'm gonna get these potatoes. And these are actually pretty cheap. I think they're about 15 for 5. Although these potatoes look a lot different than they usually do. Oh, there they are. Those are the potatoes. And then I'm gonna get some carrots and some apples, and I will be all good. So I went for the potatoes. I got 5 potatoes for only 8 kwai. I got 3 big carrots for only 2.69. And I got 6 oranges for 19 kwai. I decided to get the oranges instead of the apples because the apples, the cheap ones, did not look that good. And last week I hate mushy apples, and I got mushy apples last time, and I paid 12 kwai for those, and I did not like them. And the other apples were just as expensive, but I could not guarantee that I would like them. So I just decided to go for the oranges instead. And now I am all done. I think I spent about 120, but some of this stuff like the peanut butter and the oatmeal will last me 2 weeks, or at least I hope so. And all these people are looking just exactly how I expected. But like that guy, if you see him, they actually have a really good candy selection here. They have like 4 huge ass aisles for candy and just snacks and like really bad stuff for you, which is really good. It's like Walmart. And then this is their coffee and all their other cereals. And then this is their milk. And then that's their frozen section, their dumplings and whatnot. I've never tried any of it. And then this is their dairy milk. And up there is their fruits, bakery, and meat. I will show you something that is funny about Chinese supermarkets that you don't see in America. So one thing you don't see is you don't ever see real live fish. Oh, and there's a dead one right there. Or lobster or anything else, which is really interesting. And also everything in America is in packages, but not in China. Wow, some more delectables. How awesome. Some more. Also in China, they have someone who does your vegetables for you. They're not already prepackaged either. You pick how many you want, and then they weigh them and you pay for them, and it's really cheap actually. It's kind of like bulk saving, and I like it. Oh my gosh, all this line. So my total turned out to only be 187 kwai. That's about 10 kwai less than I expected, so that's good. That's like another bubble tea right there. Also, I forgot how awkward it is coming at peak times with so many people. I usually come at like 8:30 in the morning, and this time I came at 7:30 because tomorrow morning I just want to wake up and prep and not even have to leave. And it's so awkward. Like these guys right beside me kept talking, and they were like, do you think he speaks English? And then like when I was on my phone, the guy was literally looking on my phone. Like he made no attempt to try to be secretive. He just like looked straight over and was like trying to see if I was English or like what I spoke. Like he like whispered, oh, where are you from? But I didn't respond because for one, I don't really care. And two, I'm not gonna entertain that. And now I understand how people feel when they come to America and they don't know English and everyone is like, so where are you from? Why don't you speak English? Blah, blah, blah. That could be a whole nother video. So anyways, most of this stuff is only gonna last me 1 week, but there are 2 things that are gonna last me multiple weeks. So I think that's why I spent a little more than I usually do. I actually spent 80 quite over. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, like it, share it with anyone you know who might think this is helpful. And if you have any other video ideas for me, please let me know. And I'll see you next time.